Hey everybody, this is a tutorial on how to sign out a computer lab, and there's just one step that you have to take before you can start signing things out, just to set things up in your calendar. It's going to be a little bit different than last year, and I apologize for the change, but it really makes things a little bit more easy, a little easier to set things up and sign out things and not have conflicts like we had last year with the lunch schedules. So first you want to go in and sign in to your Google account. Again, I'm just using a test account here so that you can see what it's going to look like from your perspective. Your calendar will probably be blank when you come into this. If it doesn't take you to calendar, you can just go up into the home page. If it takes you to google.com, and it will normally log in like this, go to calendar, and then you will see this. And normally your calendar will probably be empty because you haven't put anything in it. I was playing around with this calendar a little bit, so there's already an event here. What you're going to do to start so you can see when the computer lab is available is you're going to go to this other calendars first, and you go down here and you click on other calendars, and you're going to browse interesting calendars. You click on browse interesting calendars, and you can see there's sports calendars. So if you have a certain baseball team or basketball team you want to follow, you can click on that, and it'll put their calendar right on your page when you look at it. But for the computer labs, you want to go to more, and you want to look at resources for Candor. So this resources for Candor, here are the computer labs, 112, 211, and 212. You want to subscribe to each of those so that they will appear in your calendar list, so that you can see what is happening in each of those events. So now that I've got those calendars, and if I go over here to the other calendars and click on this drop down menu, here are the calendars. I can, if I don't want to see them for whatever reason, I've got a lot of events and I want to get rid of them, all I do is click on the colored tab and it makes them disappear. And then if I want to change the color to make it easier to see, I would just change it like that. So you just go over here and you can change that. Now, here's the thing with these calendars. You need to sign out. When you want to sign out the computer lab, you have to create an event. Instead of just clicking on an appointment like we had last year, you're going to create an event just for your calendar that everybody will be able to see, and you'll sign out one of the computer labs. Now, you can see here that high school room 112 is not available between 10 and 11, because if I click on this, I can see that Matt Gelder, I had used my Candor account to sign out the computer lab. So it's not available because I'm using it. And if I wanted to talk to this teacher and see what they were going to use it for, or if I really desperately needed the computer lab, I could go and say, oh, do you mind switching computer labs? So I can see who's using it when. Now, if I want to sign out a computer lab, let's say from 12:09 to 12:51, I want to go over here, and I'm just going to click and drag this down. So I click and hold the mouse button and drag down, and it'll create an event. And I want to have, let's say, Earth Science class in my event, and I want to edit that event. So if it's just that one occasion where it's going to be 12:09 to 12:51, you want to make sure that you're specific here with the times so that everybody knows when you're going to be in and out of the computer lab. You're going to click on that. If I know that I'm going to be using the computer lab for multiple days, I can repeat every day for 5 occurrences, let's say, for a week. So I'm going to have daily for 5 times. And it's starting on this date. So I could also do it, there's lots of options here every weekday, Monday through Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you can do that scheduling so that it repeats. So you don't have to repeat, schedule an appointment or a computer lab. You don't have to put in 5 different events. So I'm going to click done because I'm going to use it for a whole week. And I've already looked at the computer lab to see if it's available for that period of time. And then I'm going to go over here to where it says rooms. And right over here, if I click on rooms, I will see here are my choices, because these are the resources that I have in my calendar. So I'm going to use 211. And I'm showing only the ones that are available so that I know that I can sign them out. Now I'm going to click save, and I'll see that here's my appointment. Now here's a mistake I made. I have it and I said every day for 5 days. Well, the problem is here's it's counting Saturday and Sunday as a day. So what I want to do, if I make a mistake, is I want to go into the calendar event that's my event, not the calendar event here, the resource calendar. I want to go into my calendar. So I'm going to go to the Earth Science one, and I'm going to edit this so that it's going to be every weekday. Every weekday, Monday through Friday. Weekdays 5 times. After 5 times. Let's see. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click save. And I want it to change all the events so that it gets rid of that, and it puts it for those 5 days only Monday through Friday. Every day, Monday through Friday for those 5 days. So I've signed out the computer lab, and let's say I did that and I'm like, oh, Labor Day, I don't want to do Labor Day because we're not going to be here. I can just delete this one event and only this instance, and it'll delete that event from there. So now that I've signed that out, it's showing on the resource calendar that I have it signed out. This is my event in my calendar. So when you go into another user, that other user will only see this event. So if we look here and I refresh my calendar, we'll see that there's the event right there. If I go to next week, I can see here's the event. And I click on it. I could join that meeting, but I can just go to more details, and I can see that Earth Science test, my test person, Earth Science, is using that event, or has scheduled that event in that room. So this, I'm hoping, will alleviate many of the problems that we had last year. One, in terms of setting up the schedule, and two, in terms of conflicts in the schedule. What it means for you is that you have to do a little bit of due diligence here in terms of making sure that you check to see that the events are, or the computer labs are available, and you can't just schedule the event. You have to make sure that you also include the room in there, or else somebody else will sign it out. So you can't just say up here, you can't just say computer lab 211 and hit save if this is not checked. Like if you don't have this checked, that it's not going to show up in the resource. Okay, so you want to make sure that you go over to the rooms and you have that room 211 checked. Okay, so hopefully that clarifies things, shows you how to go in and change events. If you have questions or problems, just email me, and I will I'll get back to you, or I'll stop in and we can just sit down and talk about it, and I can have you walk through it one-on-one. All right, have a great one.